have the replays.
All right.
Cool. So stage one, we're gonna do stage one Lupus, Night Slayer, Sunstroke, and Araloo. All these are against Snake. And I'll just go through the special rules here real quick for any viewers who are filtering in. Campfire's plentiful, deck size 4, so extra campfires, smaller deck though, and there are custom decks. So the players pick one of these 3. It's a Squirrel, Skunk, Owl, Mine, or actually I'm going to switch over to screen capture. There we go. Or Lizard, Skunk, Wolf, Machine Gun, or Fox Machine Gun, or Toad, Cam, Badger, Balloon. Now, what do you think is going to be the most common of those 3? I feel like the one with toads is not going to be used all that much because it doesn't have a cheat building and it doesn't have like squirrel or lizard. But what are you thinking?
Well, yeah, definitely not. I'm still trying to look for the for the what do you call it? The units you can pick.
Oh, let me send you the link here. Specifically there, I just private messaged you with that.
So
yeah.
Still don't see it.
Well, let me go through them one more time here quick. The 2 that we're thinking will be more likely are Squirrel, Skunk, Owl, Mine, or
Oh yeah, that one's
that's
or
solid.
Toad.
Or the Lizard, Skunk, MG, Fox, which also seems okay, except I think it's going to be the first one.
Yeah, not if the first one's gonna be an option. I'm pretty sure everybody's gonna pick the Squirrel Owl deck over the Lizard Fox deck.
Yeah. Now, I don't think they have to be mirror decks. I think they can be... Either side can pick once you don't know which you're actually going with. Or you don't know which your opponent's going with, but... Let's see how this goes. If anyone is going to go with something different, it'll be Lupus. I think he might go with the Lizard MG one.
Guess there's one way to find out. Are you ready to
Yes, I am ready. Wait. No, I'm not ready. I need to... Sorry. I've got too many tabs open. I am going to switch to TnT Scoreboard with Cam. Hey, Clown. Hey, Night Slayer. Thank you, Night Slayer. Night Slayer popped in. And Clown is Snake, so Snake's going to watch his games here against Lupus, Night Slayer, Sunstroke, and Araloo. And I am ready. You want to count me down?
Yep. So 3, 2, 1, go.
Awesome. All right, guys, my co-caster is James Bowring. You guys should know him. He's Tooth and Tail streamer as well. Casted Pocket Butt Cups more recently, alongside me. Some of them. Night Slayer was asking who was with me here.
He knows.
He knows. King James says Kipo. Yes, indeed. So, folks, what do we got? Lupus down here and Snake. And what do you think? They both went with the Lizard deck, huh?
Yeah, they both went for the Fox deck, which is... It's good for them since none of them chose the Owl deck. The map does look better for Snake, though.
Yes. Yeah, especially because of the easy expansion, right? Lupus has no easy expansion unless he tries to take the other side of the map or go with a ninja, right?
Yeah, he'll have to expand pretty far away, which against Lizards and Fox is going to be pretty dangerous. There's not many units in either of the players' decks that can deal with turrets very well. But Mass Lizards will be able to kill the turrets pretty quick.
Yeah.
So both players need to watch out for that.
Yeah, it seems like skunks in this case are not actually going to be useful at all because you need a lot of skunks to deal with lizards.
Yeah.
Skunks are like the worst tier 2 against Fox, and they don't do anything to turrets, so...
Yeah. If anybody builds them, I'm sure it's going to be for tanking at least. And Lupus actually expanding pretty forward. Maybe thinking of putting some forward turrets. And again, they're gonna be really effective since.
Okay, check this out. So Lupus put one Warren way back here and one way up there. So Snake might have seen one and thought he was only going a single Warren when he's actually going double. Lucky for Snake, he should be fine, right? Because he put down 2 turrets and 3 lizards. But
Yeah. So Lupus is not gonna be able to break. Or Snake just sold the turret, but still, I don't think he's gonna be able to break
yeah,
through Snake's base anytime soon.
he's gonna have to scout though because Snake's about to explode with a lot of lizards.
He sees the warrens.
I
And he
think
puts
it's
the turret down.
yeah, it's pretty important for Lupus to hold this spot. This is his expansion, you know.
Yeah.
It's super wide open too, so I don't think Lupus is gonna be able to hold unless he
Yeah.
gets a lot more lizards.
He is going. Lupus is going really greedy, which is really dangerous
Against
since
lizards, yeah.
Snake. Yep. Snake kills the commander and is gonna try to get some value here.
Oh, he can just outright kill him. Lupus doesn't
Yeah.
have enough lizards, and he sold his turret.
Yeah, Lupus went way too greedy on his expansion.
Yeah.
Besides, he just sacrificed the mill.
Yeah, if he was gonna greed like that, you have to follow it up with instantly a lot of lizards and turrets or, something.
Yeah. I think he just didn't scout how many warrens Snake was actually building.
Yeah, that makes sense. Did you stream earlier today,
I
James?
did, yeah.
Nice.
Just for a little bit.
Nice.
But yeah, at this point, Snake is not taking the risk of letting Lupus build an army up. Takes
Yeah.
all the warrens that he was trying to build.
Yeah,
Just to have-
he has 2 extra farms, right? And he's got this giant army of lizards,
Yeah.
so what's stopping him from just rolling Lupus?
Yeah, pretty quick game. Um,
Wait, guys,
And-
this is not a best of 3. I'm sorry.
no, it's I think Lupus loses a life now,
Right.
and he can lose another life, and move on to the next stage.
Right. Okay, so I'll
Right.
just run the scoreboard here. I'll say Lupus -1 because he's down a life.
Oh no. So for the scoreboard, when the games are done, you have to put however many games both players won.
Oh, okay. So Snake won a game. Now it's on to game 2.
Yeah. So we have to wait until the games are finished. You're talking about the website, right?
Oh, no. I have a scoreboard on my stream, separate from the
Okay.
website.
Oh yeah.
Maybe I'll actually just drop the scoreboard and put my face back because it doesn't really fit with this. All right.
Yeah.
Ready for game 2?
Yeah. I think it would be useful if you put how many lives each player has. So if you put Lupus with 3 and Snake with 1, I think people will get the idea.
Okay, yeah, let's try that. Lupus with 3, Snake with 1 here. And I can't uncheck the best of, so I'm going to say best of 9. Just. Oh my goodness, this is a lot. A lot of stuff.
Did Gent give you the scoreboard?
No, this is the scoreboard I've been using with. I don't remember who gave it to me, but it's what I've been using with championship games, and Pocket Bot and Clan Wars. So it's not really designed for this.
It looks familiar. I don't know where it's from.
Yeah, it's
But-
definitely. Maybe I got it from Delphius actually. That would make
I
sense.
think like Delphius and Tosh were using it.
Yeah, I think you're right. All right, ready for game 2 here?
So 3, 2, 1, go.
Night Slayer asks if we're gonna play ranked after the end of the replays. No, I don't believe so. Night Slayer, this is relatively late for me on my streaming. Like the bonus stream time's not usually this late, so I will either be heading to bed or maybe playing some Valorant or something after this because it's relatively late. But same decks here for these guys, right?
Can they change the decks between matches?
I think the matches are technically all separate. Like, Lupus lost a life, and now it's just the next game. And if Lupus loses another life, I think he just moves on anyway.
Right, but can they change decks?
I think so.
between-
I think they could have. I think they just decided not to. Correct me if I'm wrong, anybody that knows, but I think they just decided to go with the same one again. Maybe
This month does look better for Lupus though.
it's true. They might have gone with it just because lizards are so good in the early game. Like lizard versus squirrel, the lizard generally does a little better. Although I don't know, I kind of like the idea of squirrel mine because mines can handle lizards, right?
Yeah, I think the squirrel Owl Mine deck is definitely better than this Lizard Fox turret.
Yeah, I think so too.
But I guess we'll see if other players pick the same deck.
Yeah. So, Snake and Sunstroke in the chat here are saying, yes, you can change. And Snake says specifically he hates the Owl deck because it's boring.
It is. It is pretty.
I
It
guess,
is definitely the strongest.
yeah, Squirrel, Skunk, Mine are all like defensive things. Like you don't really want to go kill somebody with Squirrel Skunk if they also have Squirrel Skunk, and mines are obviously defensive. So you just get up owls, and then it's an owl skunk game. Yeah, I buy that.
Snake actually going for the skunks here.
Yeah, I mean if you get four skunks are on paper enough to handle a bunch of lizards.
Lupus does manage to get a pig there.
Yeah, that's a big deal, I think. Lupus got some value there from that pig. Lupus also already has this mill finished if he wants. And he has a lot of lizards against a couple lizards and a couple skunks, which I think Okay, he's going for skunks as well. I mean, people say that 2 skunks can handle squirrels, but it takes 4 to handle lizard, right?
I'm not sure how many skunks are necessary to kill like this many lizards, but 4 seem like a good amount because 4 skunks can put down a lot of gas.
Yeah, exactly. Can kind of trace. Snake is saying he thought he went with this deck because he knew Lupus was going to go with the turret deck, which he was absolutely right. So he thought the mirror would be kind of fun. So good call.
There you go.
Lupus is very strong with turrets, so if given the option, he's going to go with them.
Lupus thinking of attacking here, even with the turret.
Yeah,
again, I think with Snake's position, Lupus can't really attack like against the turrets because he still doesn't have much against them.
Yeah. Snake has more lizards and the turrets and the high ground, so it would be suicide for Lupus to go up in here. Now, Lupus is going up to the 4 skunk, which I like because the gas is going to go down so quick. Let's see if Snakes can get some damage here. Okay, kills.
Just gonna peg.
Yeah, and a lizard. Only 2 lizards go down?
He almost got a third, but he manages to get away. And it is one of the farms that he had to build at the beginning of the game. Like it wasn't one of the farms that was about to fallow out. So it's a big deal for Lupus.
Yeah. Okay, Snake's gonna get a lot of value here. This is good. This is good. Kill 2 fresh pigs.
Loses some lizards for it. I think like 5. 6.
Yep. I'd say 5 or 6, which is value. I'll take it as Snake. That's good.
Yeah.
Lupus gotta be careful. Okay. Snake's army was out of position though, so that turret goes down really quick.
Yeah. He is gonna be able to defend this. Maybe take a skunk.
If the skunks all 4 get away, I think that was good value for Lupus. He killed 2 farms, he killed the turret, he killed some army, didn't lose his skunks.
It's what he needed, because if he didn't get the pigs, he would be so far behind.
Yeah, he evened up the economy. So Lupus basically has the tech lead, and Snake has put money into turrets. So I don't know, I'd like Lupus to keep scouting to make sure lizard run-bys don't hit him again, because his map is so open, but then just farm up,
Yeah, he definitely has to watch out for Snake to run by again.
Yeah. Hey, welcome in, Lindana. Thanks for catching that. It's been a while since I had a spam like that. Ooh, I love this.
Just trying to go around the turrets.
Snake was really out of position. I think the 4 skunks might actually do a lot of damage here. Look at that. Yeah. All the lizards are done.
Yeah, and Snake was trying to build a tier 3. Yeah, I think Snake was just caught with his pants down. I think this is too much damage for him to come back from.
Yeah, those turrets, basically what Lupus did was he's like, okay, you have turrets, let me just go around them. I mean, the turrets are cleaning up the reinforcements. That's a lot of value, but it doesn't matter.
But still, Lupus managed to get all the farms.
Yeah, the only thing Snake has going for him is how many reinforcements have been killed for free, and that he has a lot of floating food, but still.
And now Lupus is just going to take the expansion. It was really good timing from Lupus to attack while Snake was scouting.
Yeah, that was really, really scary, really nice. So Snake has been beat, and Lupus moves on. He did lose a life to Snake, so that's one one fewer lives that you get later on in the series here, but he does move on.
Yep.
So
Let me
GG.
just. I'll update it in the. I just updated in the website.
Awesome. Cool. So, yeah, nice job, Snake, there, taking a game off of Lupus, taking a life off of Lupus. It's so weird that the way this tournament is working, I kind of like it.
Have you played on the first 21 Duels challenge like this?
I have not played my games yet. Snake, I gotta play my games with you.
I mean like because there was another tournament similar to this, like
Oh,
a
I see
year or
what you're
two
saying.
ago.
Yeah, no. I'm new enough to Tooth and Tail. I haven't been around for any of the previous 21 duels, so this is my first one.
Yeah.
Is this how they usually go, more or less?
There's not like the last 21 challenge like this where you fight like a set of bosses didn't have like you could choose your deck freely. It didn't have that rule.
Oh, okay. Well, I like this. I like the
Yeah, I
deck
think it
rules.
spices up the games a little bit.
All right, ready for Night Slayer?
Yep.
Count
So
me down.
3, 2, 1, go.
All right, you want to announce these real quick? I'm gonna edit the scoreboard.
Yeah. So Snake is down to the bottom left, and Night Slayer's to the top right. And both players decide to go for the Owl deck this time. So I think Snake is just trying to mirror the decks of his opponents.
Yeah, I think this is definitely the quote-unquote stronger, better deck, and Snake just counted on Lupus going with turrets, but if Snake was stuck with the Lizard turret here, I think Night Slayer would have less problem containing with mines and Squirrel Skunk getting up the owls, and obviously owls just crush foxes. So
especially because in the Lizard deck there isn't much against mines either.
right,
Like the only
yeah,
thing they can take down the mines are the lizards, and they have to get up to the mines range to hit them.
just about. Now I heard from I think it was Meek who said that you can technically clear mines with lizards because the lizard range is like a tiny bit bigger, but it's like there's a little
You
RNG
can't.
in there and how close they get, and
Yeah.
it's like it's really hard to do. And you have to know exactly where the mine is.
Who do you think is favorite in this map?
On this map, I think right away I'm going to say Snake because he has a backdoor expansion in the high ground, whereas Night Slayer in the early game, he's on the low ground, right? So
Right. But he should expand to the high ground pretty quickly.
yeah, so if Night Slayer gets up onto the high ground and takes this base, he has 1, 2, 3 expansions. If he moves up forward like that and keeps Snake on 2 bases, then Night Slayer has that super clear advantage.
Yeah, Night Slayer. I think Night Slayer in the long run will definitely have the territory advantage.
Yeah.
Because even in the high ground next to his main base, he just put warrants down.
Yeah, and campfires, there's enough campfires they might make a difference in a late owl game, and there are 2 over here, super easy for Night Slayer to grab, whereas there's kind of one between them on the bottom right that is going to be tough for either side to hold, and the ones on Snake's side are kind of an annoying position. So yeah, I'd say long-term Night Slayer has the advantage, owl game kind of thing.
Especially when it comes down to a third expansion, Night Slayer's gonna have a really an easier time to expand a third time.
I like both sides getting up some economy, couple farms on each side, and then also getting the skunks, because in mass squirrel armies, and your opponent has mass squirrel, the skunk has so much power. Like the skunk's weakness is lizards and not squirrel tier 1s basically. But these mines are going to keep Night Slayer back.
I wonder if Night Slayer scouted them. It looks like he did.
Nope. He must not have seen him because he just walked right into him and lost all his squirrels.
Yeah. I thought he was trying to get his skunk to trigger it, but
Maybe.
He did end up losing the skunk, so I think that's a win for Snake.
Yes. I don't know if he was trying to get the mine to go off on the skunk or if he was just trying to get skunk gas down early.
And Snake sees the Night Slayer sold most of his army to eco up quick. And he's gonna try and take advantage of this. This is why it's so risky to sell your army like this. I see a lot of players do it a lot.
Yeah, now Night Slayer should be safe overall from dying because the skunks are just so defensive, but Snake is also safe, and you know he can get some damage done, pick off a Warren. He's got a mine to run back to, so this is really good. Really good aggression from Snake.
And
Oh
Snake
yeah.
also has that backup mine to help him retreat. He does lose his skunk to the opposing skunks though.
Yeah, I think it's worth it getting the pigs, and we might get another pig here from the skunk.
And again,
nest.
Nightslayer doesn't have a really big army. He is gonna. Oh, he's not quite gonna lose the skunk.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
Nightslayer almost losing another skunk to the mine.
yeah. I think this has got to be pretty Snake favored. He cleared a couple of pigs. He kept Nightslayer on the back foot. He's got enough money for 2 owls as opposed to 1, and anybody who's been around this channel long enough knows I love my 2 owls. Owls are better in pairs. Snake also has the 4 skunks coming out. I think Snake's ahead.
Snake will have, or at least Nightslayer will have the owl out first. So
there's a little window there, but Snake having enough skunks. Skunks can handle small amounts of mice pretty well, I think, right?
yeah, especially with this amount of squirrels, he can definitely hold off 1 owl.
Yeah. So if the 1 owl, like I said, is just not good enough, you want him in pairs, then Nightslayer doesn't have as big of an opening as he's hoping for.
Nightslayer's trying to go really greedy with 3 owls and an extra expansion. He knows he's behind, so he has to be kind of greedy.
Yeah, I like it though. Because once the owls are up, it's harder to go kill your opponent. Most important thing now that owls are out, is who has more owls and who has more expansions. So I like it.
Yeah, because Nightslayer's behind right now, but in the very, Nightslayer's behind right now, but in the very long game, he is gonna win the game.
Yeah. If you can drag it out and not lose too much stuff here, then Nightslayer is just gonna do just fine because he has. He has.
He's gonna lose some picks here.
Yeah, 1 pig. Just 1 pig goes down.
Just 1 pick. And Snake already has the 2 owls out.
Snake also has 6 skunks, and Nightslayer's going up to 8. I don't know if I like the 8 skunks for Nightslayer.
Yeah, Nightslayer sells the squirrels, which is gonna leave him with nothing to shoot the owls with.
Yeah, and you need the quick reinforcements too. Like right here, those mice are going to kill his skunks because he doesn't have any squirrels.
Yeah, I think Snake's squirrels are gonna die pretty quickly to the skunks, but you still need them to shoot the owls out.
Yeah. Like, Nightslayer is not going to die here, but he's taking damage, and you don't need 8 skunks. I think 6 is plenty.
He managed to keep all the skunks alive, which is amazing.
Yeah, 1 hit point, and 2 hit points. Put him in the water.
Super lucky.
Yeah, no kidding.
He does lose his expansion.
Yeah, so both sides have 2 owls. I like Snake's comp better here, because I think the extra 2 skunks for Nightslayer aren't really that big of a deal. Meanwhile, the extra squirrels are a big deal for Snake, because Nightslayer could potentially lose an owl.
Nightslayer does have a 3rd owl right now.
Oh yeah, 3rd owl pops, that's good. That's really good for Nightslayer. Owl numbers are a huge deal in this situation, and Snake's gotta be careful here. Wait for his 3rd owl.
He's losing some units, and he's gonna start losing skunks soon if he doesn't back off.
Right.
And again, Nightslayer's skunks getting pretty lucky. Most of them getting away with really low health.
Yeah, I'd really like to see Nightslayer sell an extra skunk warren just to maybe get up an extra owl or an extra expansion or some squirrels, something else, I don't know. But what do you think, Nightslayer, in the chat? You're here. What was the thought with the 8 skunks?
I think he thought that the extra gas from the skunks will take care of the mice more easily. But I do think you need just a few squirrels, at least to poke the owls down,
Yeah, to punish if Snake ever let an owl ahead forward, just a couple of squirrels maybe.
He is winning these engagements though. Neither player's losing a lot, but Nightslayer is pushing Snake back.
Yeah, now he has 4 owls v 4 owls.
Snake's owl a bit behind the fight.
Yeah, okay, you know what? I'm hearing from some of the chat here that maybe the extra skunks were doing pretty well. because they get.
Again, Night Slayer skunks are getting away with such low. I don't know if you caught that.
Yeah, I did. Again, like 4 of them were almost dead. That's insane.
I don't know if that's luck or if he's actually trying to get his skunks away at that low health.
Okay, you know what? Okay, first of all, an owl does go down for Night Slayer from Snake Squirrel, so I love the squirrels there.
Yeah, that's why you need squirrel against owls like this.
Yeah, but on the other hand, Night Slayer skunks are getting the gas down first, and so the red gas is really controlling the battlefield. And if Night Slayer ever lost any skunks, he'd still have plenty. So I guess having the extra skunks is good. He just did lose an owl there.
And Snake does sell the squirrels now for extra skunks.
Yeah, it's unlikely Night Slayer is going to blunder an owl again, so I don't mind it. Uh-oh, out of position.
Snake's gonna try to go for a base race, which I don't think...
This is like the slowest army ever for a base race.
And Night Slayer's already at Snake's base, so he's definitely gonna win this base race.
Well, also, mice can split up like that. Like, we had mice attacking both of Snake's base at the same time.
I mean, Snake decided to go for the base race when Night Slayer was at his base, basically. So, I guess he thought he couldn't win any other way.
Right, yeah.
That was a pretty back and forth game.
Yeah, nicely done there. So, you know what? Despite all of my my comments there, the more skunks may have made a difference. Also, the skunks never dying, getting down to such low hit points and then healing up again.
I think that definitely helped.
Yeah, that's huge value. Okay, so that second Night Slayer game I think is a dummy replay. So let's go into Sunstroke.
Yeah. Let me update the score on the website.
Well, yeah, me too, Snake. Deciding when a good base race is, you know, when you can base race, is kind of a tough decision. If you haven't seen Tiki Gray's video on it, it actually is a pretty good place to start. But it comes down to like army speed. Thank you, Night Slayer. Yeah, and it's basically like, obviously lizards win base races because they have the unit speed to get there. Squirrels and skunks going through water, not so much.
Well, especially since Night Slayer was already at Snake's base.
Yeah, exactly. So the base race is less about DPS and more about who gets there first and who has the faster army.
Yeah, like Snake was just reaching Night Slayer's base when Night Slayer won the game, basically.
Right. Yep. Now, to be fair to you, Snake, I think Night Slayer already had an edge anyway, so I don't think you threw a game you were winning. I think you threw a game you were even at anyway, not winning.
Yeah, because Snake had a campfire, which was negligible in the whole scheme of things. But he did get an owl, so I think at the very least they were even.
Yeah, I think you're right. All right, ready for Sunstroke here?
Yeah. So 3, 2, 1, go.
All right, let's see these decks. Ooh, back to the lizard turret. Okay, so we've got Sunstroke in the far right here with these beautiful, beautiful trees as a backdrop. My goodness, that is gorgeous. And we've got Snake over here in the yellow, with fewer beautiful trees. So you know what? I think Sunstroke's going to win this game because of the trees.
Honestly, and it's not only it doesn't only look pretty, but it is also like a pretty good base.
Yeah, this base for Sunstroke is really, really defensible. Basically one front door from lizards, whereas Snake has like a wide open and a back door, so
he's gonna have a lot more trouble defending against Sunstroke's lizards for sure.
Yeah, and all the bases are on the high ground on Sunstroke's side of the map. Look at this like wall of campfires. I don't think we're gonna see early aggression here.
Yeah, I think we're definitely gonna see an expansion. Maybe both players going pretty greedy. I also want to acknowledge that Snake predicted what every player was gonna pick.
Yeah, Snake, was that like you trying to mirror every time?
Both
Mochaccino says
players.
this is a
So,
map.
yeah. Both players, I think they got a bit scared of the other player building a warren, so they went 7 farm warrens.
Yeah, I don't mind that. I mean, better safe than sorry, especially when you know the other player is running Lizard and there's not really an option to go super greedy because it's easy to punish. So I don't think it is that bad.
Sunstroke getting a bit close from the campfires.
Yeah, I don't know if he's trying to just make it look like he's trying to be aggressive or what.
Maybe he's just trying to go around the base.
All right, well, he's going to clear himself a path here.
Yeah, so that way, whenever he wants to go around Snake's base, he can just go.
Yeah.
Takes the campfire too.
I feel like the campfire is for scouting more than anything else, because in a Lizard v Lizard, you want to be ready to counter any Lizard pressure, and the sooner you see it, the bigger of a deal it is.
I would have preferred getting the mill next to the campfire rather than kind of a bad attack for Sunstroke there, and the campfire taking some of the reinforcement units.
Yeah, that's not nothing. I think Snake might win this fight here just because Sunstroke lost a couple Lizards, the reinforcements.
He's gonna even out the fight, and almost gets the campfire, but the Lizard focus on something else. Pretty even fight, but it was even, right?
Yeah, I think so. Now, why is Sunstroke grabbing the forward farms? It's an interesting. You'd think that'd be a liability against Lizards.
I don't think it matters.
Okay.
In the mill, as long as you defend it, I don't think it's that big of an issue.
Okay.
Sunstroke trying to avoid the turret from coming up.
Yeah, he does kill the turret, but he leaves 7 Lizards alive, so now that campfire goes down. So, I don't know, I like Snake going with the turret there because maybe it baits out a fight. Like, he didn't even need the turret to stay up, it just baits the fight.
Exactly. And he does have a bigger army, so he's gonna clean up Sunstroke's extra farms.
Yeah, Sunstroke is in big trouble here, actually. That was a lot of damage from Snake.
Yeah.
As long as Snake doesn't overextend and lose a bunch of Lizards. Nope, okay, good, he's pulling back.
And we also have to acknowledge that Snake has been 2 farms ahead this whole time, while Sunstroke's been trying to eco up, and he has 2 skunks out.
Yeah, Mocha and Epicosity, you're right. I think this deck from both players, it's basically going to be pure Squirrel. Like, you can get some skunks, but they're not that great. You can go some turrets, but it's basically going to be Squirrel versus Squirrel, or sorry, Lizard versus Lizard micro, Lizard versus Lizard numbers, like here. Snake just has more Lizards. Skunks didn't even matter.
Yeah, Snake just got really ahead when Sunstroke tried to attack into the turret that was building.
Yeah. Now the skunks are a nice extra buffer here for Snake, but it doesn't. I mean, if he had that many more Lizards too, it'd be the same answer.
Sunstroke sees the rain in the wall and just decides to surrender.
Yep.
Yeah. If you see the army graph, he was just ahead.
Yeah, I think there was just a little bit of a blunder earlier on, or maybe some small inefficiencies from Sunstroke in the Lizard v Lizard and Campfire issue up there, so Snake was able to come out on top.
Let's see if he manages to win this second game.
Yeah,
Ready?
yeah. Yep.
All right, 3, 2, 1, go. Now I want to say that Snake's doing pretty well for being the first boss.
Yeah, I think emphasis on boss and less on first.
Well, I mean, like a lot of players are losing a lot of lives against Snake, which is going to make it more difficult for the rest of the tournament.
Yeah, and obviously everybody's gonna make it past Snake because of the way that you move on after 2 losses anyway. So Snake's job as a boss is basically how many lives can you take off of people.
Exactly, and he's definitely doing his job, for sure.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Snake actually going for the Toad deck.
I think Snake was thinking Sunstroke would go with the Lizards again.
Sunstroke did change his deck though.
Yeah, exactly. So I think if Sunstroke had done the Lizard deck again, Snake would be doing better because Toads can handle Lizards, but Sunstroke with the Squirrel Skunk Mine, I feel like Snake is at a significant disadvantage deck-wise now.
Actually, if Snake manages to get early cams up, he might be okay against Squirrel Skunk.
That's true. That's true. Cams can handle the skunks pretty well, or actually, Cams can handle whichever half of Sunstroke's army doesn't get hit by the
Yeah.
toads.
As long as Sunstroke's army doesn't get too big, the cams should be able to handle Squirrel Skunks pretty easily. But there is going to be a point where it's just going to be too much for just the cams to handle.
Yeah, yeah. I'd like to see like a solid 2 cams and 6 toads against 2 skunks and 6 squirrels, and Snake has the advantage.
Yeah, I mean, in that fight, I think Snake's army would win.
Yeah, folks. The way I'm running the scoreboard right now. Ignore the best of 9. I don't have a way of turning that off, and it's not a best of anything. It's best of 1. But the score there is lives. So Snake has 1 life, and Sunstroke lost his 4th, so he's down to 3.
Yeah. Another issue for Snake is that Sunstroke should be able to kite Snake pretty easily.
Yes. You can't kite toads forever, but you can kite cams forever.
Yeah, and he can at least kill 2 or 3 toads before they blow up.
Yeah. Okay, so right now we're seeing the spot where Snake's army is good enough to handle what Sunstroke has for sure. Night Slayer with a question: what happens when everyone's lives are gone? They are eliminated from the 21 duels. And once everybody's lives are gone, then that's the end of the 21 duels. Right, so everyone just gets as far as they can, and that's the event. Now, I'm hoping a lot of people make it to some of the higher rounds, including the bonus boss at the end. That'd be super cool. I want to see at least one of them, but not when Snake's playing like this.
Yeah, exactly. Like, that's what I mean. Snake taking life so early is going to make it really difficult for the participants to...
Oh, yeah. If you're on, like, the 4th boss and you have 2 lives instead of 4, huge difference. Because then, the players get super strong, the decks are continuing to be really weird.
Exactly. It's going to get harder and harder, to win games. So you definitely want as many lives as you want.
Right.
Sunstroke actually going for the owl.
I like it. Sunstroke has a big comp, so he can get the owl up safely. Yeah. And Snake going for extra economy. I don't know if the economy is going to make enough of a difference unless he goes with a mass balloon wall.
Yeah, the only thing that can really stop the owl is the badger for Snake. And he should have... Oh, and he is building it.
Yeah, badger beats owl on paper, right? And in practice, especially in low numbers.
At least it'll keep the mice away for a while.
Yeah. Well, and then with the turret, I think... with the balloon. I think Badger Balloon is going to do really, really nicely for Snake.
Yeah. Like, it's going to keep an owl out for sure. And Sunstroke's owl is actually supply blocked for a really long time. And Sunstroke's behind on farms, too.
Yeah, Sunstroke has a really big army lead, but it doesn't matter if he's not doing anything with it. Like,
exactly. He
should go attack if he... I mean, and Snake's base is, like, wide open on this side. No balloons here, so... Sunstroke could easily go in and basically kill it.
I think he's gonna wait for the owl to come out before he pokes anything. But he waited for his owl was supply blocked for so long that Snake's badger's already building.
Yeah.
And I think if the toads get good connections, Snake's army should win.
Well, Snake only has 6 toads. If he had like 9 or 12, I would agree, but at the moment I just don't think Snake has enough. Even if all toads connect really well, there's only so much damage they can do, right?
I think the cams will still clean up the squirrels. The real key unit for Snake is the badger. As long as he can keep the badger alive and the rest of his army deals with the squirrels,
yeah,
he should have a pretty easy time winning this match.
Well, and mass cam is nothing to shake a stick at, especially if you micro your badger behind the cam, so nothing can really get to it.
Snake actually trying to go for some warrants here, but the cams are not going to be in the front lines. Sunstroke trying to chase the cams though.
Gotta pull them back. Getting value from those cams is good, but if they all die, there's no army left for Snake, so... Oh, here we go. This is going to be a big kill. This mill...
Sunstroke's commander dies.
That's one of the strengths of balloons, is they can kill a commander and deny micro.
Yeah. It's kind of... a weird a weird engagement.
Yeah.
But Snake's micro does end up winning the fight.
Yeah, that's so strange how that went. But, I mean, Sunstroke's army was an army that you needed to be there to micro, unfortunately,
Exactly.
so...
The squirrels just died and Snake just went around the skunk gas. And at this point, Sunstroke's owl supply blocked.
Yeah, so I think Snake is playing this really, really well. He obviously knows how to do each of these decks. Like, he knows the strengths, he knows the weaknesses, so...
Without pigeons, the badger should go down, but at this point it's way too much damage. He might even... Yeah.
Well, with this many cams, even if the badger did go down, you just transition into mass cam. There's nothing Sunstroke could do.
Yeah. I think it was just unfortunate that Sunstroke died to the balloons.
Yeah,
Even
there was
though the army value...
only 3 balloons there too. Like,
There were 2 more in the backside, and I think there
oh,
were...
those got shots off on the commander too.
Yeah, I think Sunstroke went right between the 5 balloons, and I think that definitely helped.
That was
Snake
very
out.
unfortunate. I think Sunstroke's comp could have done it if it had been heavily microed, but yeah. And then the one opening, so Snake got a little bit tech and economy greedy there, and Sunstroke could have gone and punished, but because he didn't, Snake just kind of exploded out.
Yeah, I think Sunstroke just wanted to wait for the owl to come out, but with Snake's like extra economy,
Yeah.
and by the time the owl was building, Snake's badger was building too. So
Yeah, remember, folks, because the decks are chosen for you and they're only 4-unit decks, some of the standard rules that you kind of stick with in 1v1 competitive tooth and tail just kind of don't apply. Some of them don't, some of them do. So it's going to be really interesting to see which players, strong or otherwise, kind of fall apart and which ones don't. Like, Sunstroke is a good player, but it seems like just in this particular strange setting didn't work out quite so well, right?
I think he just missed the timing to attack.
Yeah, that's true.
Um,
Okay, guys, give me 1 second here. James is going to still be on the line, but I will be right back. Give me like 30 seconds.
all right. Yeah, Moriko always beats less eco. That is true, and Sunstroke wasn't ecoing up. I think it was just building more squirrels and skunks instead of building the owl and economy. So while Snake had a full mill farming, Sunstroke was just building squirrels and skunks that he didn't do much with.
Okay, I'm back.
All right, you ready for Arlo?
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited. Snake versus Araloo in a not conventional thing. Go ahead and count me off.
Arlo's definitely one of the best players, so we'll see if Snake can take some games off him.
Oh, yeah.
All right, ready?
Yep.
3, 2, 1, go.
All right, we're going to have a similar deck as last time here. Snake versus Araloo. Snake up here in the yellow, and Araloo. I think Araloo is pretty accurately rating that this deck, I think, is the strongest, and obviously he thinks it is as well.
I do think it's the strongest, but late game, I think Snake's deck is actually better.
Yeah, I think it comes down to the numbers of the tier 3, right? And as we saw last game, you know, if Snake has enough of a lead, then he can just crush anything Araloo's got with this deck, so...
Or not even late game, because late game, Squirrel Owl's definitely gonna beat anything. So I think mid game, Snake's deck is better.
Yeah, Epic says mid-game he prefers Snake's deck as well. Once you have cams, basically cam, balloon, toad, and then the first badger comes out kind of thing.
Yeah, but as soon as the owl player gets that critical mass of owls,
Yeah.
it's pretty much game over no matter what deck you have.
Yeah, and I think some people would argue that on paper, Mass Badger could beat Mass Owl, but Mass Badger sounds hard to get up and hard to micro and everything. So I'll be interested to see if Snake can do that here.
I think there's a point where in even numbers, I think owls beat badgers.
I think you're right too. I'd be interested to see somebody kind of crunch the numbers or kind of experiment and see where that point is.
Yeah, I do like Snake building the camps quick.
Oh
Because
yeah,
with this short rush distance, it's gonna be kind of hard for Snake to go greedy like this.
yeah, and you can't depend on your toads holding off stuff forever because especially against squirrels can pick off some toads,
Yeah,
or skunks can tank the toads, and then you're losing pigs while you're waiting for your toad reinforcements. I mean, toads just aren't a fighting unit by themselves generally, so getting a
Yeah.
cam out is a huge deal.
yeah. Snake needed to get those camps out early, which he did.
He does see the arrow Lewis going for mines up here, although he can't clear the mines with toads. And let's see if a cam can clear a mine. Oh, arrow's not gonna let us see.
I mean, he can. The camps have to trigger the mines for them to kill it. He's gonna lose a cam.
You can't. So Snake has no unit besides the Badger that can actually kill a mine.
He can use the camp, but if the camps trigger 2 mines, they're gonna go down like that.
Well, yeah, but
So
I mean the cams can tank a mine, but they can't snipe a mine. You know what I mean?
No, but they can heal up. They can heal up quick enough. That doesn't really matter.
Yeah, that's true. Snake wasn't sure if a cam could actually kill a mine or if it had to trigger it, and he just found out now. He said in the chat. That's how
Oh
he
yeah.
learned. So Araloo actually really smart, knowing his game. Putting the mines in pairs is like absolute like game sense right here. So he knows if 2 mines go off, a cam goes down. So having the pair of mines there is basically not letting Snake in.
Snake is trying to get this balloon up though. He is gonna be a bit behind on Nico to get this balloon up, but I don't know how good it's gonna be.
Yeah. Yeah, good point, guys. The mines, I mean, the mines are not like that good. They're not going to kill the entire army of Snake, but I mean, they're going to get good value because nothing can clear them for free.
I mean, they
So-
might clear Snake's army. Snake doesn't have anything that's ranged
Right.
besides the Badger, which he is building at the moment. But if Araloo scouts the Badger, I think he's gonna decide to push.
I just
And
think
it-
Arlo is playing with using the mines really smart. Like they're going to get some good value this way. And yeah, the Badger can kill the mines, but imagine if a Badger walks onto like 4 mines.
Araloo going in.
Snake going in.
He tries to get the mill, but doesn't quite get it.
Yeah, there's so many squirrels.
Yeah.
And the balloons are going down, and the Badger is not even paid
Yeah.
for. Ouch.
Snake really needed the toads to hit the squirrels instead of the mill.
Yeah, and he needed like 12, 15 toads for this.
Yeah. Well, he had a big number of toads, but most of them blew up in the mill before the attack even happened.
Yeah. Once he got through the mines there, he was targeting the mill. All the toads hit the mill, or most of the toads hit the mill. The cams were shooting at the mill, and the mill didn't go down. So
I think Snake's in the chat, right? I wonder if he was going for a base race. Because I wonder if he
Yeah.
thought that Araloo was going for a base race.
yeah, Snake, what was your idea there? Were you trying to snipe the mill, or were you trying to race the whole thing? Or he said yes. Okay, base race.
Yeah. It was smart for Araloo not to take it.
Yeah, because cams and toads, I mean, the toads can easily, do a lot of damage to that first mill, and then cams have enough DPS. The base race might have worked, but I really didn't bite.
I think if they base raced, Snake would have won, but it was good game sense for Araloo to go back, just kill the army first and then win.
Yeah, and you're right, Snake, the mines were pretty dang good, so I think Araloo just kind of could tell which units were going to need, like a couple of mines, and then a lot of squirrels. I think he played that really well. Game sense right there.
So you want to go to the stage 2 games?
Yeah. Do you want to update? Araloo moves on, does not lose a
Alright.
life there.
Or 8?
So stage 2, let me tell you guys real quick. If you don't know, the special rules there is deck size 9, and toads are banned. But otherwise, everything is good. So just standard games with a giant deck and no toads.
I wonder what kind of decks we're gonna see.
Yeah, well, I think we should see a lot of Squizzard for sure. But I wonder what the rationale for banning the toads was of all units.
I don't know. Because toads do really well against like big tier 1 armies. But with that many, with 9 units, you can definitely afford to pick like more tier 2 and tier 3.
Oh yeah, I fully expect to see at least 4 tier 2s on everybody's deck.
Yeah. Although without toads, I do think people are gonna tend to go mass tier 1 a lot. But
Yeah, if I had to guess, I'd guess like the Arrowloot deck with all 4 tier 2s minus the ferret, then add Squizzard, then add what's left, 3 tier 3s, like, and triple tier 3. I'd expect to see that deck at least once.
Yeah. I think people are gonna pick the 4 tier 2s. Squirrel's Lizard, and they have 3 other units to pick whatever they want.
Yeah.
I guess we'll see.
Yeah, we will.
Are you ready to watch the game?
Yep, let's do it. So we got Lupus here at the front. Let me update my thing. I wonder if the kid just hates toads. And he was like, if we're gonna do this, just no toads. That'd be kind of funny.
Yeah.
Alright, I am ready.
Alright. 3, 2, 1, go.
All
so weird.
Right.
So weird to see the decks like that.
Yeah, right. Okay, so now that I see it, I'm not actually that surprised to see Turret Balloon, because Turret Balloon makes a really good combo if you want to get a Contain down. They get so much value. So Turret Balloon Ferret, not surprised at all. We have Squizzard from the kid, and he's got Snake, but he didn't do any other tier 2s. He went with the triple tier 3 and Ferret and Squizzard. So more poke style.
And Lupus kind of the same deck, but does have the Falcons.
Yeah, Falcons instead of Fox, which I like. Fox should beat Falcons, but if the Fox doesn't get out, Falcons are good. And then he did Pigeons instead of Squirrel. I don't know if I like the Pigeons, but, it depends on how he uses them.
Well, we might not see most of these units because the kid went for a quick 4-farm Warren. But Lupus did scout and build some turrets down, so he should be fine.
Yeah, these lizards are gonna do nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be interesting to have a game where all 9 units actually came out, but I don't think they're all gonna come out anyway.
We might.
Okay, the kid is not gonna find a backdoor here. Check out this map, by the way.
Yeah, it looks pretty linear, right?
Yeah, it's a giant.
Yeah.
It's a giant horseshoe, and it's not a donut. So. Oh no, Lupus! Oh no, he sold off his turrets.
Yeah.
He did a switch. He sold off his turrets to get some lizards, which, generally speaking, is a good idea. But if he had left like 1 turret up and gone 6 lizards instead, oh dang.
Did the kids see Lupus selling the?
I don't think so. I think he was just poking, because that's what you do, I suppose. So Lupus is going to counterattack here, and he's got an opening. Do it, dive in. Don't wait. 5 lizards beats 2.
I don't
think he saw.
Yeah. Well, the kid did have 2 lizards, but he also had pigs. And I think his reinforcements were going to be up soon. So I don't think it was as clear cut as it looked.
Lupus says he was triggered. Yeah, no kidding. Of course you were triggered.
Yeah. That's why you can't sell your army like that, because when you least expect it.
Yeah, I mean, if it had worked, then he'd be in good shape, but yeah.
You can't risk it. I see players do it all the time in ladder, and I think it's just too risky to go for.
So the risk doesn't pay off enough of the time to make it worth it, kind of thing.
Exactly, because it can literally lose you the game. So
Yeah, and
even
I
if you're
think that's what we're looking at here is the kid is going to take his back door. He's got plenty of army. He's got plenty of turrets. He's going to take a clear lead and probably win the game off the back of it.
I don't think Lupus is too, or I don't think the kid's too far ahead. He is ahead by a lot, but I don't think. Well, never mind. He's
Well,
building a bunch of farms, so
I know Lupus enough to know that if he's triggered like that, he's going to make some mistake here too. Like,
he might want to attack into this. Decides not to.
Lupus said he thought of that issue as he sold the turrets, and then there it happened. So
Lupus does want to go around the turret somehow, but he's
Yeah.
not gonna find.
he
Where.
has a lot of lizards. If he just like did a run by, think like a Zergling run by in StarCraft, and just took a little bit of turret damage, he could get back there and do a lot of damage to the kid's back. But that's also risky. So you know
He
what?
would lose. I think he would lose too many lizards.
Yeah,
This
he-
is good though. Like he's building ferrets now to poke down the turrets.
Yeah, ferrets
He
are
needs
the
to build it.
classic counter to turrets, right?
Yeah, he needs to build them fast though before the kid's economy picks up. Because Lupus does have a window where if he can get ferrets up and pokes the turrets down, Lupus' army is gonna be bigger than the kid's.
Yeah, like right now, the kid is buying more farms. His army
Yeah.
supply blocked. But in a minute, once he actually gets plenty of Squizzard up, Lupus loses his
Yeah.
opportunity.
No, Lupus needs to get damage done quick with the ferrets. And he
Uh-oh.
might lose some farms here as he's trying to expand the third time. He is gonna lose some of the building farms.
Oh man, 3 pigs go down. That's a big win. Lupus just leaving his army in the wrong spot. If his lizards had been on top of his farms instead of at this random middle of the map spot, that would have
Yeah.
shut that down.
Lupus is losing some lizards to the turrets here.
Yeah, there's just little blunders here and there, unfortunately.
But again, like without the turrets, Lupus' army is better right now.
Yeah.
But the kid's gonna pick up soon. Like he has the full mill saturated.
Yeah, those turrets are going down, so that's plenty of value for Lupus's ferrets. Let's see if the Squizzard can handle it.
The Lupus's lizards are in range of the turrets, which is really bad.
Yep, the kid's gonna hold just fine here. If Lupus had backed up and forced the kid to chase him away from the turrets, it would have been different, but this is a good hold, and now the kid has a giant economy.
Yeah. Lupus might be able to hold this, but he's gonna lose some pigs for sure, and a lot of army.
Lupus says he hates lizards. Lizards are quite tilting. Yes, indeed. Here's the thing. So when I'm retreating with squirrels, I like to occasionally let go of the button and let them shoot a volley. It's a trick I picked up from StarCraft 1 Dragoons, where you let them stutter step away to get return shots. Would that have been good for the kid in that case, when there was a few lizards chasing him?
Yeah, if there's like 2 or 3 lizards, you definitely want to do that. Like if there's 2 or 3 lizards chasing you, you would definitely want to do that.
So the kid
yeah.
has the same number of lizards as Lupus, but also 12 squirrels. So there's
Yeah.
no way Lupus can hold this, even with the turret.
I think at this point, the kid's economy is way too big, and he does have the army now to just push through.
Yeah, and even if Lupus held here, holding for the kid is you know, if Lupus holds, the kid is still ahead farms. So yeah, this is gonna be it. Good try there, Lupus. Oh, you didn't have 4 lives to begin with anyway. Hang on, you had 3. So
Lupus had 3 lives.
yes, so now down to 2.
Yeah.
Good game there. That was a strange map too. Ready for game 2?
Yeah. All right. 3, 2, 1, go.
Okay, the kid's up here in the top left, and Lupus in the far bottom here. Lupus going Squizzard.
Oh, it was the kid that went lizards without squirrels before, right?
The kid had Squizzard, and Lupus had gone lizard pigeon last game,
Right.
but now Lupus is going Squizzard. I think he just knows he needs, or he wants, the squirrels in that early game tangle, if that's what it's going to be. But look at this map, though. If Lupus gets out here and puts balloons down, goes into a later owl game, he has a huge advantage with this high ground here.
Yeah, once Lupus expands, he's definitely gonna have the territory advantage. And it's
Yeah.
also gonna be difficult for the kid to expand.
He just needs to not throw the early game, and I think he's got a good win.
Yeah. Give me 1 second, I'll be right back.
Okay. Also, folks, take a look at the tier 3 we've got in the late game. Both sides have owl, but Lupus has the boar, whereas the kid has the wolf and the fox, so it's a pretty different composition that way. Lupus has the falcons for late game if the fox doesn't get up, or even if it does, but I think early game they basically have mirror compositions, and late game is where it gets a bit different, and the map really kicks in.
Honestly, without toads, I think players are incentivized to go mass tier 1 as we saw last game.
Yeah, and neither side has skunks, which is generally like the gateway drug into tier 2 in mass tier 1 situations, because it's like you can get your extra value there, am I right?
And neither player has much for... If they had like skunks or cams, they could deal with tier 1 pretty easily, but neither player really has a response for mass tier 1.
Yeah, besides, I guess, mass turret, like to wall off and try to get stuff up behind.
And the tier 3, obviously. The kid actually getting a lot of value here.
Yeah, lizards are really good in the early game, and this is, I think, one of the reasons why.
Well, I think the kid just had more tier 1 than Lupus did.
Yeah.
He was still building the turret when the kid attacked. So I think it was
right
just...
when he hit the turret, I looked at the numbers, and they both had the same number of tier 1. The kid's lizards were just all right there, whereas Lupus's were still slowly lumbering over from their warrens.
I mean, the kid definitely has an advantage after that.
Oh, yeah.
To expand forward.
Yeah, if he can keep Lupus off of those high ground expansions with the mass lizard, Lupus is in trouble.
Yeah. Lupus just has to play defensively here, get value like this as much as he can.
Oh man, free 7, 8, 9, 10, 10 lizards for free, and then the other. Yeah, okay, that's a pretty big comeback.
Just let his army die. What was he doing?
The kid's commander had died.
For that long?
And then he was back home. Maybe he should have clicked back home sooner, but those first like 6 lizards were because the commander was gone. But you're right, he did take a while to get back. Maybe the kid was trying to burrow to that mill over here to try to actually micro the fight.
I think he wanted to attack the squirrels, but...
Yeah, I think Lupus would have lost. Lupus was definitely really far behind, but now that he's got the tier 1, like, he cleared all of the kid's lizards, and now he's got turrets up, Lupus is doing just fine.
He managed to set up in the high ground. That was definitely the comeback Lupus needed.
Yeah, absolutely. Now if he can deny these turrets, because he's got the long-range squirrels. Now retreat to your turrets.
Really good playstyle from Lupus.
Yeah,
Trying to poke the lizards into the turrets.
Yep, that's the idea.
Yep. Lupus going for the ferrets.
Perfect. Yeah, you don't actually have to deny those turrets from the kid, because you can just go ferrets and kill them.
The kid is getting a balloon, but it shouldn't be too dangerous since the turrets are in front of the balloon.
If Lupus got balloon as well, aha! Yes, my boy.
Just as you say it.
Yeah, he sold a turret on this side where the balloon is now, I think, to just give him room to maneuver on that side. Which makes sense.
I think once Lupus gets the ferret down and he books the turrets, his squirrels are just going to be able to kill the balloons and the lizards. Yeah,
that balloon can't actually keep the ferrets off of the turrets, so once the turrets go down, the balloon is free for the taking. Oh, this is risky. I don't like it.
Yeah.
Wait a second.
Being a little bit too aggressive.
Yeah, I mean, you're about to have a giant advantage with the ferrets, so, be patient for just a second longer.
He definitely wants the turrets out of the way first.
Yeah. And then you can go kill the balloons with your squirrels.
He is ahead in economy.
Yeah, true that.
Quite a margin.
Ooh, we've got our ferret v ferret fight here, and the lizards are continuously baiting out ferret shots from Lupus so that he can't actually finish that turret. So nice micro from the kid there. He's got the right idea.
Manages to get the turrets down, and I think...
Oh, and he lost the ferret.
I think he can push here to at least take one balloon down.
Yeah.
Because even if Lupus loses his army, he's not gonna.
Well,
The kid,
notice also Lupus has snakes, so he could actually poke up and snake tag a balloon. That is a way of dealing with the balloons in a cost-efficient way.
Lupus does have snakes now too, and he is gonna push into the balloon.
Yep, I'd like to see Lupus retreat now. You get some snake tags on the balloon, then back up so you can save your tier 2.
He loses his snakes.
Yeah, and he doesn't have enough turrets here anymore. This is gonna be a close hold if it is.
I think he is gonna hold. He takes down one ferret. Yeah.
Yeah,
He doesn't have quite enough to take the balloon down.
yeah, the balloon stays up for now. I think if Lupus had poked in, got the snake tags on, and then retreated, his micro, I think, he made the wrong decision there on the micro, but the kid overextending on the counterattack.
Yeah, and then lets Lupus take the balloon and the expansion, and I think that's gonna win Lupus the game.
Yeah, this is huge. Huge. All the farms from home have followed, so it's 5-2, and the kid's about to lose his too, so this is absolutely gigantic for Lupus. I think it came down to the kid trying to push in and counter, but he got slightly overextended and the balloon didn't go down, so this is it.
Well, that's a close match. He almost broke through, but...
Yeah, I think both times, sorry, not both times. At least 2 times on each side, it was like game over, basically.
It was pretty back and forth, but Lupus manages to take the game there.
Yeah. Who do we got next here?
Lupus on 2 lives. So next we have... Let's see...
Night Slayer has all 4 of his lives left, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Alright, let's see if he can keep up the streak.
Absolutely. Ready.
Night Slayer might be one of the best players at the moment, so I doubt he'll go down without a fight.
Oh, yeah, he's premier, and this is a lot closer to standard play with the big decks. It's a lot closer to standard play than Snake's round, for sure.
Oh yeah, definitely. Especially with a bigger deck, you can cover more like weaknesses in your army.
Yeah, it's like there's not any more cheese. In fact, there's less cheese because you have more options to be flexible, right?
Although Night Slayer does depend quite a... I want to say because he always picks toads on his decks.
Right, so he might be a little out of his comfort zone here.
Miss the toads. But he does have a good deck, like Squirrel Pigeon, 3 tier 2s and 3 tier 3s.
Oh, did we start?
Oh, sorry.
Oh, my bad. My bad. I didn't hear a countdown.
I don't think I said it right. I think I just started the game.
Quite possible. I don't know. You ready?
Right. Yeah, ready. 3, 2, 1, go.
I was like, how do you know what deck he has? I'm looking at the screen. Okay, now go ahead. What were you saying about the decks then?
Night Slayer does have a good deck. I'm just wondering if he's gonna miss the toads here.
Yeah, the toads are generally an answer to lizards, right? And he doesn't have lizards himself, so that seems like an early game weakness.
Not only lizards, but they're also like superb, like crowd control units in the early game.
Yeah,
like, especially with, like if you fight 6 squirrels, 6 toads against 12 squirrels, I think the toad deck is gonna win most of the time.
Interesting. Okay, I do like running squirrel toad, so that's good to know. Now, Night Slayer does have turrets, which is kind of a tier 1-esque building. So that might help him get his later tech up. Both sides go in triple tier 3, just a different flavor. I like having the 3 different tier 2s, though. I'm kind of disappointed we haven't seen the 4 tier 2s yet.
I also think Wolf is going to be really popular again, with the kids matches, like the stage 2 matches.
Right, because having, that many more shooting units doesn't make as big of a difference, but having a wolf, like, it's so good, and the reason people don't run it even more is because of the deck slot. So give people extra deck slots.
Nightslayer being the first one to expand, kind of behind on army, but he's gonna pick up soon.
Yeah, I think not behind enough for the kid to punish just yet.
Yeah,
maybe. I guess 5-2 is pretty big for the kid, and that 6th lizard should be here in a second.
Nightslayer does have the defender's advantage, though. Like, he has the pace to shoot them.
Yeah, and we all know that the biggest counter to lizards is pigs when there's an army supporting them, right?
Yeah, exactly. It's not easy to even if you have a bigger army, it's not easy to attack a base.
Right.
With any unit. And he does manage to get a pig there.
Yeah, and Nightslayer hadn't actually grabbed any farms, or he had sold them, so, you know, being down a farm actually makes a pretty big difference here.
He did sell the farm when he saw the kid coming in.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Getting a little greedy here. He does get a farm and a couple more units, but I don't think it was worth it.
Yeah, I don't know. I think that Nightslayer selling his farms is actually losing him a lot of tempo anyway, because he's now done 6 active farms.
I think he's scared of the kid going for the farms in his expansion. In which case, he should definitely build a turret in the high ground somewhere.
Yeah, it's definitely, you feel a lot of pressure when you're on the low ground. That sucks.
But Nightslayer should have his camps up soon, and that's definitely going to help against lizards.
Yeah, although the kid now basically has nullified the fact that Nightslayer went for an early expansion, because the kid's farms number 9 and 10 are up before Nightslayer's expansion farms.
Actually, Nightslayer didn't rebuild the farms in his main base.
Yeah, I don't blame him. Those farms are, at least the one right behind the turret is kind of exposed, being a corner farm. But he's behind in economy, no doubt about that.
There's a lot of debris in the way.
That's true. That's true.
The farm behind the mill was the one where the kid lost the most value. So I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Anyway, this gets Nightslayer back a bit.
A little bit, and Nightslayer does have the tech lead, and that's not nothing. So
I don't know. The kid's catching up in army pretty quick, even if he doesn't have tier 2. The sheer numbers of tier 1 can be overwhelming.
Do lizards counter cams in equal value? I feel like they would, because
sometimes they do. The kid has just a really bold engagement.
Yeah, he didn't bring his squirrels with him. He just left his squirrels at home.
I think he wanted to like flank Nightslayer, and I wonder why he attacked the army head on, because he saw the army there and he said, you know what, I'm gonna attack this.
Yeah, I mean, he just ended up fighting with half of his army there, and so
he did get 3 camps and a few lizard or a few squirrels.
That's true. He's doing it again. Bring your squirrels, man. I guess you can't retreat as quickly with squirrels.
He is retreating this time.
That's good. It's not like Nightslayer could like run around and counterattack the base, because Nightslayer's not running lizards. Right?
He's not, but he is building 2 owls.
I like that. If those owls can go up.
Nightslayer or the kid really needs to scout these owls. I think, did he scout them?
Let me check.
He didn't.
Yep, not even close. He's looking for areas to poke in, not actually scouting the text, so...
Yeah. I think Nightslayer's owls are gonna come up. Pretty rip-free.
And snakes are not actually good against owls generally, right? Because they die to the mice so quick.
Really? He might be expecting a tier 3. That's why he's building so many snakes.
Well, he'd be right. It's just the wrong tier 3.
He really scout the tier 3.
Oh, we got the kid in here. And Nightslayer both in the chat. He said he hadn't realized the cams were there. Oh, with that earlier fight when he only attacked with the lizards, he didn't know the cams were there.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I mean, you did kill like 3 cams, so it wasn't like the worst value.
I think it was a pretty even fight.
Yeah.
it was just kind of surprising that he was so bold in like attacking, right?
Interesting going with pigeons in against such a heavy lizard comp. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Don't lose the owl. Don't lose the owl. You lost the owl.
Yeah, Night Slayer's owl gets tagged four
Yeah,
times
that's a
immediately.
blunder. It doesn't help your army to have your owl that far forward because the mice have already run in, right? So,
Yeah,
but he has another
I,
owl.
I really I don't think he expected that
Yeah, that was a lot of snakes from the kid.
because it is hard to tag the owl with the snakes because the mice are gonna get in the way, right?
Yeah, that
So
might have been a bit of RNG there. Was the kid like successfully microing, or was it luck?
it happened so quick that I didn't see it.
Yeah, I missed it too.
Like, he must have microed the snakes.
Yeah, there's no way that he got that lucky. Now that fight was still in Night Slayer's favor, I think.
I don't think so. He didn't lose the owl.
He
And
did, but he
lost.
killed like 5 snakes.
They traded armies basically.
Yeah.
Um,
Now the kid is ahead on economy, so I think Night Slayer is going to have to go in here right as soon as that second owl pops again, and not lose it this time.
I think with the second owl, it is gonna be a lot easier for Night Slayer to push through.
Good call there, throwing a few mice wave in there because the new owl is not going to have its mice right away anyway. May as well make some use, right?
He only gets a lizard, but it's a lizard that it's a free lizard basically. So why wouldn't you take it? And
Lucifer the Loser is saying it's hard to micro if you have to hit the left right 9 times to select a unit. That's a good point. You're not used to having to go that far to micro.
kid not in the front lines when Night Slayer started attacking. Takes the mill, and I think
Oh.
with the owls, he's just gonna be able to poke the kid to death.
Yeah, and you know what? Those pigeons are actually keeping some of those cams alive to the snake tags, so
The kid just bad timing for the kid having Night Slayer attack at that exact moment because the kid just sold some of his army to get owls on tier 2.
yeah, and I think it was an unfortunate guess to go with the snakes because snakes really, I mean, even with the lucky owl snag there,
I mean,
snakes are really
it's like-
not the unit you want.
Yeah,
You want skunks.
I don't know. It's hard to say. It's hard to say that the snakes weren't good when they sniped the owls so quick. Um. Yeah, I'm not sure. It was an interesting game though. I never saw owl get tagged like that before.
Yeah, that was kind of crazy.
But yeah, Night Slayer manages to go through with all 4 levels intact.
All right.
See.
So Night Slayer did not lose a life there. I was worried for a little bit, but he goes on. So we're ready for Sunstroke next, right?
Ready?
Yep.
3, 2, 1, go.
So I think Sunstroke just has 2 lives right now. Snake did him in pretty hard, if I remember correctly, right?
Yes.
Let's see if he can just keep the 2 here and move on unscathed.
Sunstroke, I think, with the first boar, this episode, right?
Yes. I think you're right. Ooh, the kid going with a 4-farm double. Interesting choice. And Sunstroke was right there to see it, so... Yeah, that doesn't surprise me at all. Whenever the other person is right there to see it, it kind of makes me think that the kid's original plan was always to fake, you know?
Yeah. It's hard to take the risks though. Like, I don't blame Sunstroke for building warrants here.
Oh, yeah, you still gotta respond. So I think the kid just has a little bit of a econ lead if he doesn't die to a counter push, right?
Oh, yeah. No, the kid is gonna be able to defend, even if Sunstroke decides to push here.
Right. Unless the kid, like, never built that second Warren. And the Sunstroke had all 6, but he shouldn't. That would be a silly mistake.
Anyway. The kid actually going behind them front for a bit. To get the turret out. But not too much. I think the kid's a bit ahead on economy.
Yeah, that early
Economy time
that early game play definitely gave him a bit of an edge for sure.
It's so negligible. I don't think it's gonna have a big impact. The kid
Oh.
expanding.
A lot of little edges in RTSs really come down to how you convert them. Is kind of how I think of it. Like, so he had a small edge, but is he going to convert that into another small edge, or is he going to give it back? Obviously,
Well,
can't.
he is expanding, so he's definitely posing for taking advantage of it. Sunstroke, get in the turret and a couple of tier 2s or tier 1s.
Yeah, I think the turret being so close to being done though, at least got some value as a tank. Like it was tanking some hits. Not what you want out of a turret, but it didn't do nothing, I guess. So the kid holds.
I think Sunstroke won that fight, right? Like he lost less food.
Yeah. Sunstroke got back some of the advantage back for sure.
But the kid going really greedy, depending on the turrets to defend him.
Yeah, and at Sunstroke, I don't think 9 squirrels can handle 3 turrets, right? Not really.
Now, especially if the kid defends with his own units,
Yeah.
his own squirrels.
Yeah. Now, interesting, Sunstroke doesn't actually need the turret here. On his side, he has a much bigger army, so you don't need to add the defense. Whenever your opponent goes heavy defenses and you want to eco behind, you can just eco for free, really.
Well, he doesn't know what the kid's doing.
Oh,
He
that's
needs
true.
to, but it's gonna be really hard for him to do so because he has to go through the 3 turrets and the pigs and stuff.
And he doesn't even know there is 3 turrets there, so even seeing that would be good to see. He needs to see that.
Yeah, the kid getting is definitely gonna be ahead with these 8 farms.
Yeah, nice play. He's even supply blocking his tier 1, which is fine, because he doesn't need them right now, just to get the farms up.
Yeah. Sunstroke is going to get tier 2, but I don't think it's going to be able to push the turrets.
He could dance a little, right? And with the snakes, he could kind of tag the turrets one by one, but not a hard push.
It's going to be hard against 3 turrets, like this well lined up.
Yeah, and the kid has lizards to go out and kill snakes if they're overextended.
The kid with this economy going for a wolf.
Interesting. Do you think he's going to go into triple tier 3, basically?
Definitely. Like, once the wolf starts building, I would be surprised if he doesn't, like, build the owl and the fox.
Well, I'll be excited to see Wolf Fox against Cam Snake. Cam and Snake are supposed to be able to handle Fox, depending. But if the Fox is fast enough to get away from the Cams once they trap it, I don't know. I think that'd be kind of fun.
Yeah, the Snake camp can definitely kill a Fox, but if the Fox player plays well enough, he should know how to avoid it.
Yeah, and having the Wolf buff on the Fox just makes it that much easier to play well in that way.
Sunstroke just started building his 8 farms in his expansion.
Yeah, and he just put down a boar, which he's going to have to sell something to pay for or wait for it.
The kid is building the owl.
Okay, Wolf Owl. I don't mind that. What do you think of the lizards over here that Sunstroke just found?
Yeah, I was going to say Sunstroke just found them, so they're
Yeah.
not really going to do much.
I don't know if he was setting him up for like a pig pickoff or a flank. Probably a flank, but he did just lose them for free, though.
Yeah. The kid just being cheeky. And the kid has that wolf build, so now he's just going to go heavy on the tier 3.
Yeah, I think the kid's got a pretty big lead here, for sure.
Especially with the wolf buff in the farms like that.
Oh yeah, now he gets to wolf buff the tier 3 Warren. Like, he's going to have 2 owls, a fox, and a wolf, and some snakes and squirrels. I mean, he could just sell a balloon or two and push out and roll Sunstroke if he's not careful.
Exactly. Once the tier 3 get out, it's going to be pretty hard for Sunstroke too.
And what does the boar do in this case? Like,
it kills the 6 squirrels. And I guess it will be good for the mice, but it's just not going to be enough.
Yeah.
The cams and the boar will help against the owls, but the kid's army is just going to be like too big and wolf buffed.
Yeah. Well, and if the kid was worried about the boar, he does have snakes to help with that. You could even snake tag the wolf, because the wolf ends up at the wrong place so often, like out in the front of the army, and it's kind of slow. It can't buff itself, so either side could snake tag the other wolf to get some value.
It's always dangerous though, because if you focus so much on the wolf, your enemy's army is gonna like do a lot of damage to your army.
Right, that's fair. Now Sunstroke has a gigantic economy lead here, so the kid needs to take his crazy powerful army and go do some damage, right?
I mean, now that he has 2 owls out, he can just poke really freely.
Yep.
And do like a lot of damage.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong. We do have a pretty powerful boar here, but correct me if I'm wrong. If the kid's commander goes down, he could get a lot of his expensive units picked off, right?
Yeah, but there's not really much that Sunstroke's like not many of Sunstroke's army can kill the commander that easily. Unlike the kid, where the commander just went down there against the turrets and the balloons and the fox.
Yeah, and the boar bomb did absolutely nothing.
Yeah. Well, yeah, Sunstroke just wasn't there to micro the army, and I think that was devastating.
Right. Yeah.
And
That's
now
not
the owls are be too much for Sunstroke to handle.
Yeah, if the kid wasn't ahead enough, being able to fight against an unmicroed army just gave him much more of a lead.
Yeah, it's just unfortunate. It was unfortunate that Sunstroke couldn't scout the kid.
Yeah, that was a pretty good. I don't know if it was completely textbook, but it was a pretty solid tier 3 timing from the kid there. You build defenses, you get some greedy economy, then you get your tier 3 down, and then you go out and do damage. Even if you're behind on economy, you get to win, right?
The kid wasn't behind on economy. He was pretty ahead.
I just mean at the very end. As he pushed out, it was 5 to 15 farms.
I mean, he had all the food from the expansion into army already because of the wolf.
Exactly.
He was way ahead. And we're down to our last game, right?
Yep, last one. Guys, you can see the stage through here once. That's just bonus. But since my time is running out here, we're going to see, can Sunstroke take on the kid and move on? I think if he loses this one, he's knocked out of the tournament.
I think so, yeah. So, a lot of pressure for Sunstroke.
Yeah. And to be honest, as far as mental games go, the bosses have like no pressure at all, because they're not going to get knocked out. They're just sitting there trying to do damage. So pressure-wise, the boss has the advantage.
I guess we'll see how it goes.
All right. Count me off.
2, go.
All right, we believe in you, Sunstroke. Let's see if he can do some damage here. He's in the top in the blue here, and the kid in the bottom left. And let me say, there's 1 life left for each of these folks. So can
Sunstroke is on the far right for you, right?
Yes, far right. Did I say left?
I think you said like top or something.
Yeah, Sunstroke in the far left, far right. Man, okay, never mind. You guys see it. He's right there, and the kid is right there. So, moles, huh?
Oh yeah, Sunstroke with the moles.
I'd say it's a wasted deck slot, but with 9, I don't think we have to worry too much about that anymore, so I don't mind.
I think people are sleeping on moles a bit.
Yeah, I think that's normal for when a unit gets a nerf. Even if it's not garbage, it feels like garbage because it used to be so good.
I think the same thing happened with toads. Like, they got nerfed like a long time ago, and people stopped using them even though they were still really good. And I think the same thing is happening to moles.
That makes sense. They have their moments still.
Yeah, they aren't as free, which is good, because before you would just build up a mole warren and just get a bunch of tempo without any risk, really.
Right, because even if it did nothing, you didn't lose food, so...
Yeah, you lose food from the warren, and you just got a lot of tempo for free, basically.
Yeah.
Now, I really like this change for the most, because now you need to do damage, or else you lose food from the warren.
Yeah. I think some people would say that the amount of damage you need to get could be adjusted, but in general, I also I also very much like that it's not free.
Well, we're getting people. I mean, the tempo that the most gave you was ridiculously good, and I think it still is. It's just not as free anymore.
Right. Now, I didn't play until right after this new patch, actually, so I was never around for the ridiculous mole stuff. I've just heard stories.
Yeah,
Lucky me, huh?
Like most got nerfed for a reason.
Right, right.
We're really good at getting tempo. So
Good sense from the kid there. He was running away because he got chased back, but then he was like, wait a second. There's not that many squirrels there. I'll just go kill him.
and the kid does have the economy going.
Yeah, and I don't know. Falcons are not that good in these low numbers without tanks, so Sunstroke can't really push out.
I think it's fine.
It's fine as defensive behind the turret, but if you get out there,
because the kid only has should only have 9 lizards.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Falcons, like people think tier 1 counters Falcons, but they actually do a lot of damage to tier 1 themselves.
They're just a glass cannon, right? So it's easy to lose them, even though they do a lot of damage.
You have like this amount of tier 1 as Sunstroke does. I think it's good enough to build Falcons early on.
Now, what do you think of Falcon Ferret? I've never seen that comp before.
I mean, I've seen it a couple of times when ferrets were kind of popular. Because Falcons give high ground vision for the ferrets.
Oh yeah, sure they do. Sure they do.
Ferrets are so bad at straight like direct engagements. People don't usually run them.
So, for example, over here on this low ground, if for whatever reason Sunstroke was chilling here, the Falcons would let the ferrets shoot up.
Yeah. I'm really worried for Sunstroke, though. He's falling really behind on economy again.
Yeah, this map is so large and twisted that the kid made a really nice decision there to just get super greedy, especially behind lizards, and now Sunstroke... I mean, I guess he can do some Falcon harassment here, but...
yeah, he's taking his whole army, though. Which is kind of risky.
I think it might have been a misclick. Or he hadn't read the map yet, and now he realizes there's no back door.
Yeah,
so.
I think he might have wanted to attack from the side.
Oh,
but
Master of Nonsense says his main deck has Falcon Ferret. So sorry. So sorry, I don't think I've seen you play then.
The kid is overwhelming economy over Sunstroke. Just builds a mill up front. Just builds a bunch of defenses.
Oh man, that contain, that's rough. Getting the 2 balloons up and some turrets, there's nothing Sunstroke can do now, right? Just hope the owl does something.
It's a shame, because the kid got the economy a lot faster than Sunstroke did.
Right. Well, the kid better not be too greedy here. Like, you got a lot of money, put some of it into army, right?
Really ahead. Like, right now, he has more farms and more army than Sunstroke.
Yeah, that's
and
true.
He has... I don't think there's any way the kid can lose this. Even if Sunstroke gets the Saddle out, he can only build so many.
So, what I would usually say here is maybe if Sunstroke has some really lucky Toad hits. But,
yeah.
rip.
The kid has a third expansion completely farmed up.
Oh, yeah.
Sunstroke's supply blocked. I don't think there's any way Sunstroke can win here.
Yeah, this is over. Also, balloons are... like I've heard Mass Balloon counters Mass Falcon on paper.
I mean...
Partly because of that. Partly because the commander goes down.
When you want to attack, and then you're not going to be able to micro your army. And it's just going to get picked off.
Also, the ferrets, like the ferrets are denying the balloon there, but ferrets can't shoot balloons at all once they're up, so it's like all of that money is not helping to take down the balloon walls.
The kid was building turrets, but I think as soon as he saw the turrets...
Look at that. The balloons just instantly killed the Falcon, killed the commander, one balloon went down, and now Sunstroke has nothing.
Yeah.
I was going to say that.
This army there, which is... You know...
I love that parting shot from the very last lizard there, killing the 1 hit point ferret.
Yeah. Sunstroke still has the owl supply blocked.
And ferret supply blocked, and the kid is now farming up this one. There's nothing Sunstroke can do. Absolutely nothing.
Pretty much over at this point.
He can't even get out to scout.
Unfortunately, I think this is it for Sunstroke's tournament, right?
Yeah. This is really, really powerfully played by the kid. I think the map kind of handed that spot to him, and he read it and took it really nicely. Like,
well, he expanded really forward. Like, I think the kid was just way ahead a lot sooner in economy than Sunstroke was.
yeah, because of the greed earlier on, the super economy
Because
greed.
by the time he expanded to this, like this contained base, his army was pretty much doubled Sunstroke's.
Yeah, yeah. Well, and the contain, one thing it did once you got the mass balloons, it basically leaves you invulnerable to any kind of comeback. Like,
Yeah.
there's no like lucky play at this point. This just is gonna win.
He was killing a couple of balloons, but only because the kid's army wasn't rally.
Right. But look at the supply block for Sunstroke. He has like 4 squirrels and 2 ferrets, and the kid has so much army.
He's getting tier 3 out. He's getting the fox.
I mean, yeah, the fox can kill the ferrets and the falcons when Sunstroke overextends.
At this point, I think the kid's just playing with his food.
You're saying he should just go mass lizard or something and just go kill?
Yeah, if he built anything besides the fox, I think he just walk in. Even now he can just walk in.
That's true. The fox technically can't shoot the turrets there, so he's playing.
I think the kid's just
He's
having
climbing.
a little...
He's just letting the fox get shot at from the turret just to get some squirrel kills.
I mean, it's not every day that you can play fox nowadays. So.
Yeah, it's true.
But Sunstroke sees the writing in the wall, and unfortunately, that's it.
Yeah. Alrighty, folks. We've got our first, at least on this stream, person knocked out. Good game, Sunstroke. I don't think there was any terrible plays necessarily. I think it just the kid got a lead there. He went a bit greedy and then he got the contain. So good game.